Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday and welcome to Inside the Newsroom. Oh, it's beautiful here on Inside the Newsroom today, right? Look at this. I know that this was last night, but I had to stick around a little bit for Inside the Newsroom so we could obviously talk about it today because all of you sent incredible photos of the Northern Lights last night. So stick around for Inside the Newsroom at the end of this episode, and we will be sharing some of those photos that you sent in to us, and they were stunning. But first of all, this is Inside the Newsroom. We bring you the trending stories of the KELOLAND area, and then we bring in our newsroom staff members to talk about those stories. And they happen to be the same trending stories that you see every day on our newscasts and online at KELOLAND.com. Let's start off with a big topic that's going on in Sioux Falls. Curling teams from all over the country are in Sioux Falls this week, hoping to be among the teams that represent the United States in the next Winter Olympics. The games will take place in February of 2026 in Italy, but the trials got underway just yesterday, and this is the first time Sioux Falls has hosted those trials. So Tom Hansen stepped onto the ice for this report.
On ice, two teams of 4 players slide heavy granite stones towards a target. They score points by getting their rocks, as they're called, on the target. Strategy includes blocking and hitting the other team's rocks. Curling requires balance, focus, strategy, and a lot of practice. Danny Casper is here from New York. His team Casper is ranked 8th in the world, and there's a lot riding on how they perform here in Sioux Falls.
You know, it kind of feels like it's all leading up to a week like this, because it is, to be honest. So this is kind of what we're dreaming of and waiting for. It's what you got circled on the calendar for years and years.
Only one men's team, one women's team, and one mixed doubles team will represent the U.S. in Italy. Matt Hamilton is the lead on Team Schuster. They came home with the gold medal in 2018. His team also represented the U.S. in 2022.
Probably the reason I'm still here is in 22 we got 4th, and when you get to the semifinals and 3 of 4 teams get a medal and you end up not being that one, it put a little bit of more fire in this belly to try and get back to it and see if I can't come home with more hardware.
Absolutely. What's it take to compete at this level?
I mean, it's a mental grind, right? Like, not everything goes your way, but you gotta adapt. That's what it was like in 2018. We were 2-4, 1 loss away from elimination, and we went on a 5-game heater and won it all.
Both Hamilton and Casper say their impression of Sioux Falls as an Olympic trials host is a positive one.
Oh, it's awesome. This is definitely the biggest and nicest arena I've ever played in.
Just based on this complex alone, there's a very good sports following here, so I'm hoping that there's going to be a good showing because we like to put on a show and play in front of fans.
Hopefully a bunch of people come out and see what curling's all about.
And Tom Hansen joins us at the digital desk to talk more about this fun story. Tom, I didn't see it on the video, but I need to know, did you try curling?
I did not. No, they were all business because they were out there practicing when we were there. So we were on the ice, but we were on a portion that was covered with some material so we could actually not fall on our butts.
You wouldn't be slipping around.
Yeah, I did try curling once years ago with a local club here in town, and it is hard.
Well,
the balance is so hard, Maddie.
You said it like in the beginning of your story, like the strength that it takes. And then when you watch them actually like stay in their balance and like move along the ice, I'm like, that takes a lot of like
it does. They make it look easy, but it's you got to have good balance, and that's the whole thing. They just practice hours and hours and hours.
Well, you know, I love in this story that you included yourself asking like, what does it take to compete at this level? Because it reminded me that these are some of the best athletes ever competing for something that will be in the Olympics. And it's just an insane amount of athleticism from these players. And it's all happening in Sioux Falls. Like I was just taking away all these pieces after you had asked that question. So what did you take away after creating a story like this?
What struck me was the undercurrent of tension among these teams because they have worked so hard to get here. And their dream is to be in the Olympics, and this is their shot. And I think Danny actually alluded to that. He said, we've been, thinking about this for years, being here in Sioux Falls, competing for the chance to represent their country. And it's so cool that these Olympic trials are in Sioux Falls.
I was going to say, I love that you asked them too, like, how do they feel about the arena and the complex, and how do they feel about Sioux Falls? And it was all good first impressions too.
It really
is
was
impressive.
Yeah,
You know, you were saying that the tension striked you, which is really fascinating. But for yourself, being out there and seeing and hearing as people were preparing for these trials to start, what else were you noticing about the atmosphere in the room?
That there's this camaraderie among these curlers. They're all in it together, yet they're competing against each other. It's this weird vibe, but it's Matt, the gold medalist. He was in the stands, and he was talking with one of the other teams that was practicing, and he was going, "Put some butter on that. Put some butter on that." And I thought, how cool, you know? That's his competition, and this was during practice, not during, you know.
Interesting. So you're learning all the little phrases
Yeah,
that they've been
no
using.
kidding.
To
Yeah,
put some butter on
I
it.
did ask him a little curling 101. Curling is one of those things that I didn't know what it was years ago, and then I was watching the Winter Olympics. I stayed up till 3 a.m. watching. I was so enthralled by curling. It was just so intense.
Yeah.
You know?
It's impressive. Again, that strength that comes out of it is just like, you don't expect it.
I enjoyed this story so much just because I know these guys care so much about what they're doing, and when you come across that, you really want to try and portray that in your story.
Is that what you hope viewers kind of take away?
Absolutely. Is that this is a big deal. And one of the things I really took away from this is they want people to come watch. So, if you've got time and you're interested, go to the Denny, watch a session. You can buy tickets and go and root for a team.
And, there's also the Paralympic trials coming underway. And I believe you're working on a story for that too?
Today, I'm talking with 2 Paralympians about how they compete. And they're wonderful people too. So Steve has been there before, and it's a mixed doubles team, mixed team. Anyway, it's a man and a woman.
Okay.
And Laura, this is her first time, and you could just tell when I was talking with her that she's just like, "Oh, I want this so bad. I want to go and compete for my country."
Wonderful. Well, Tom, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for bringing some fun here at the digital desk to start off inside the newsroom. And everyone stick around because we still have a lot of trending stories to get to. I almost forgot that the Northern Lights are behind me. But we still have a lot of stories to get to. In fact, we're going to look at a local professional who's weighing in about an announcement for a 50-year mortgage plan. So stay with us. Inside the newsroom, we'll be coming back after the break. And welcome back to Inside the Newsroom. The Trump administration has proposed a 50-year mortgage plan. And if that is approved, it could have a large effect on the housing market in KELOLAND. Digital reporter Marissa Brunkhorst checked in with a local economist about this plan in a recent KELOLAND.com original story. And Marissa, I wanted to ask you first off, how did you find the person that you spoke to for this story?
Yeah, I was looking for somebody who could really speak to the way the economy interacts, specifically with the housing market. And I reached out to University of South Dakota, and they offered me up one of their professors, Dr. Jaminer.
And what kind of perspective did they have about a 50-year mortgage plan for homebuyers?
He had some concerns about it. I mean, his main concern was that it's not going to directly address the problem that it's trying to fix, which is the affordability of housing. His main concern was that, prices will go up if more people are able to afford a home with a 50-year mortgage. He also cited some concerns with just the longevity of having to pay off your house for 50 years. He kind of compared it to renting for the rest of your life. I mean, he also discussed how there's not really an opportunity for homeowners to build equity that way either.
And then what is traditionally the plan that homebuyers see now? Like, why is this such a big difference?
I mean, right now we have the option of traditionally a 30-year mortgage or a 15-year mortgage. And adding, 20 years to a mortgage would change significantly both the supply and demand of houses.
Mm-hmm. And then what was your biggest takeaway after creating a story with this economist?
Just, that it doesn't, it's interesting, like when we had the 30-year mortgage established, it kind of aimed to establish more affordable housing the same way that this 50-year mortgage is aiming. And it's interesting how the problem hasn't necessarily changed. It just maybe looks a little bit different.
Well, Marissa, thank you for giving us all of those details here at the Digital Desk. And everyone, stick around. We're looking at how a local nonprofit gives thousands of dollars to South Dakota families, even among a SNAP crisis. So stay with us. Inside the Newsroom will return after the break. And welcome back to Inside the Newsroom. Tuesday was the 42nd day of the longest shutdown in U.S. history, and families across the country haven't received their SNAP funds since the beginning of November. The South Dakota Department of Social Services, or DSS, says partial benefits are now available for eligible SNAP recipients. In a release statement, DSS said that benefits would be loaded onto EBT cards overnight. So if you are a recipient, you are encouraged to check your balance through the EBT app or even a portal. But over the weekend, Team Bowie Cares donated around $300,000 to people who lost their SNAP benefits during the government shutdown. And in a KELOLAND.com original story, Gracie Terrell found out how the nonprofit is fighting to end food insecurity. Gracie, welcome to the Digital Desk. And to start, I wanted to ask, for context for our viewers, what does this nonprofit usually do with money around this time of year? Because we found out that they've started to shift their focus, right?
Yeah, so Team Bowie Cares, they're kind of the nonprofit of Bowie Foods, and they kind of use this time of year around the holidays to raise money to kind of give holiday meals to people in need. Last year, they were able to donate 100,000 turkeys to different families across the state. And so they usually are fundraising this time of year. They just did their Rooster Roundup in October. And they use all of that money there to kind of help fund those holiday meal programs. However, once they found out about the, kind of SNAP crisis going on right now, and their kind of goal is to help people with food insecurity, they figured that now would be a good time to kind of use some of those funds, help people who are in need right now. And so they were donating $100 gift cards to different people who were in need. And so those were distributed through local food banks and other organizations. And this weekend, that total amounted to about $300,000 in gift cards for SNAP recipients.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. And that $100 gift cards was kind of the start to this initial plan that they were doing, right?
Yeah. They don't really kind of work with people on SNAP in terms of, giving them, direct money with the gift cards, but because of the shutdown and because people weren't receiving their benefits, they figured that, they're trying to help people put food on the table right now. So they kind of directed their focus, shifted a little bit. But as you said, that, those benefits are being reinstated. So they have paused those emergency certificates for now, and any additional donations will go towards their holiday meals that they're hoping to give people for Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up.
Right. And, this nonprofit has also purchased the mobile market, I believe, back in September. Mm-hmm. So did you hear anything about a plan that they have for the upcoming months or anything like that?
Yeah, so they purchased the Eat Well mobile market, which used to be around the Sioux Falls area here. And they are, fixing it up, and we're going to turn it into a free mobile pantry. So a little bit different than the mobile market because people can just come and they can, take what they need. And that they're planning on kind of driving around to the 9 different reservations here in South Dakota. They don't quite have a schedule yet for, when they're going to be in rich tribal community. But they are hoping to kind of have a more solid plan by a Thanksgiving time. So in a couple of weeks here, they should be kind of getting that rolled out and getting more information on, when these tribal communities can expect to see the mobile pantry.
Is there anything else that you'd like viewers to take away from the story that you created yesterday, Gracie?
I think we've done a few stories with RF Bowie, who is the CEO, and Team Bowie Cares, just about how they are, really helping to, fight food insecurity here in South Dakota and the ways that they are doing that. So there are a couple of different things that they've, done throughout the last couple of months and the last year. So I think just, that they're a company that's, putting their money where their mouth is, so to speak, in terms of wanting to fight food insecurity and in doing that. And we can kind of see how, maybe they shift a little bit if things are changing in the world and other people are struggling. So I think it's, just a good initiative effort on their end to, help people in need here in South Dakota.
Well, Gracie, thank you for sharing all of these details here at the Digital Desk. And everyone, stick around because let's take a closer look at these northern lights and all of the photos that you sent in overnight. There are a lot to get to. So stay with us. We'll be back on Inside the Newsroom after the break. And welcome back to Inside the Newsroom. Had to bring on Scott Money's back.
This is the hello wave.
Oh, the hello wave.
Okay, there we go.
This is the last
Where
segment,
are you?
so you can. Oh, I'm in the sky, floating around.
Floating in the sky.
Yeah, I think you mentioned earlier I'm a star.
Well, because what do you have behind you?
The Northern Lights.
Northern Lights.
And
Yeah,
a star.
People looking right there. Good job.
I feel like a meteorologist. Did you see how I'm trying to point
Good
and
job.
look? If only I had a TV like right over here so I can do it.
Impressive.
Thank you. I'm coming after your job for real this time.
Never said it was hard.
Never said it. Man, did you get a chance to go outside and look at the Northern Lights, Scott?
I did not.
I was asleep.
I had a chance to look at the back of my eyelids, and I took advantage of it.
So we both were on the same mindset for that one. But we did get a lot of photos from our viewers.
Oh, we did. We had a lot.
I'm sure you got those notifications coming in. And this is from our page on KELOLAND.com, where everyone can see all the submitted photos. And if you want to credit or not, they're all there too. So I'm just going to scroll through a couple of these while we chat because a lot of people wanted to show us these photos. What's impressive, in my opinion, because I remember seeing the Northern Lights, I think last year, I forget what time, when I was in southern Minnesota, but they weren't as vibrant or like so, what do we want to call it? Not seeable to the eye, but I guess just vibrant.
You're right, yeah.
They were just so vibrant last night.
Right. And one of the largest storms on record to bring these in, solar storms on record to bring this in. So able to see those northern lights seems like all through KELOLAND as far down south as, say, Texas.
Wow.
Checking the social medias, people across the United States. A lot of photos coming in. Family back in Illinois, or I should say friends back in Illinois. Posting some pictures of the northern lights there, too. So a lot of neat colors. Aren't they festive? Reds, greens.
I keep hearing, and I think this too, it looks like Wicked.
Oh, I suppose.
Like they're like, is it a scheme?
I would agree with you more if I saw that movie.
You haven't seen it? Oh, no. Next Inside the Newsroom is us watching Wicked, I guess.
Okay. Different segments. Take us, a month and a half to get through it?
With no sound and maybe something to block the actual screen so that we don't get copyrighted.
Okay.
Oh, some of these are in Minnesota, too.
And we talk about this on whether or not. Oh, that's a great one.
This is I haven't seen one that had so much yellow in it.
That's a great one. And we talk about this on whether or not and why they do have the different colors to them, too. It has to do with the air particles.
Oh, it's not just
Oxygen,
based on where you are?
nitrogen, and some kind of like that wavy effect you see there with it. That's kind of based on where you are. And your view to it. So, yeah, we go through a couple of explanations on that on whether or not.
Okay.
So you want to watch that.
I know, but good thing
Get
for
it on
us is on demand. Scott and I love the on-demand part of KELOLAND Plus, man.
Look at that one.
That's
great.
That one's so bright.
That's great. I love that green color. Yeah, it's festive, right? Going through into the holiday seasons.
Yeah, that's why it's sticking around behind me. It's so festive.
So you'll have it tomorrow, the next day.
Well,
all the way through Christmas.
You know what? I don't know if the Northern Lights want to stick around that long, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, the one you have behind you,
just
you
this
can
one?
make that last forever.
It is timeless, some might say. Oh, this is from Eric Mayer.
Yeah, so you can look at these all you want on KELOLAND.com.
Keep sending them to us.
A lot of photos coming in.
I remember getting those email notifications last night with the U-Share. At first, I had forgotten that the Northern Lights were coming. And so we get all these...
The Northern Lights are coming. The Northern Lights are coming.
Genuinely, I see all these notifications and I'm like, what's going on here? Like, I thought it was something like really breaking.
So you didn't see them either?
No, I was asleep. I was asleep very early. Because what? This started around like 6:30 or 7 last night, and
right. You got to wait.
Like
obviously, wait until that sun goes down.
Well, the sun goes down at like 5 now.
Well, I know, but you get it continues to go down, continues to get darker. So yeah, great photos.
I'm just impressed with them. The thing is,
you can look at those all day. I can tell.
Yeah, I sure could. But I don't know. Because, a lot of people like to put like some like editing or more saturation in their photos and things like that. But I think a lot of these, just by looking at them. Is that a
filter? Is that what the kids are using?
Yeah, there you go, filters. But I think a lot of these don't have those enhancements set on them.
Don't need them.
Just need. That's the point, Like, that's what I was saying with like how vibrant it is. Like, you just, as you said, you don't need them.
I'd be more impressed if we can get a shot of those Northern Lights with snow on the ground.
It all melted yesterday.
I know.
It all went away. I was, staying positive still. I was very happy about that, seeing all the snow.
But that's
okay.
Okay. I have stuff to do outside.
Oh yeah, you still have a house. You have lights to put up because you got to say some festivities.
I got leaves to pick up.
I thought you said thieves.
Leaves.
Thieves to pick up. I was like, what? What?
Okay, let's not get into that one.
Thieves. No thieves.
So, yeah, really nice. Really nice. And you can check that out on KELOLAND.com.
I'm still looking at it right now. I'm realizing like, oh, wait, I should have had that back up.
They continue to come in.
I love when people send in photos to us because then we could just react to it and have some fun with it.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. I mean, for me. I just
talk
like
about
looking
it
and see
and
what's going on.
it.
What's going on? That's the fun thing about it. What else did you and Brian talk about today on Weather or Not?
Pattern ahead. The second half of the month of November is looking a little more active than what we've had over the past, I would say, month and a half.
That was my biggest takeaway, watching that part and being like,
but
oh, no.
That doesn't necessarily mean snow.
Oh.
Okay? We have better chances for, we'll call it precipitation. Maybe not all in the form of snow, depending on the timing of things, the location of these systems that do move through. But we will have to watch to see what form of precipitation we do get.
What are you hoping for?
This early in the year, I would take rain over snow because I did predict below average snowfall. Being selfish. Yes, I know. All about me.
It's for science. No, I understand. It's for science.
I'd like to be right. Of course.
course.
So this time of year, a little early. I'd rather have it fall in the form of rain, and then we'll see what happens through the rest of the year because we can always make up for lack of snow during the late winter, spring.
I have a question for you. You stay positive always, but I'm feeling festive and holly jolly. When do you start buying holiday gifts?
We got that Melanie jar.
Oh yeah. I gotta bring that back.
Usually Melanie and I will go out together. And
when? Like now? November?
I would say between now and Christmas.
Okay. To get some gifts.
So how's that for an answer?
That's big. It's okay. It's a good PR
when I was
answer.
single, I used to go out a lot earlier.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Just for Melanie.
No, of course.
Exactly. Well, I'm running out of time, Scott. So we started with the wave. I think we got to end
it with the wave.
Wait, I got to say, thank you for watching, everyone. Seriously, for watching Inside the Newsroom. We air weekly. Well, not weekly. Every day on the week.
Every weekday.
Getting lost. I'm getting lost in these northern lights now, clearly.
Every
day. Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday, Inside the Newsroom at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock, only on KELOLAND Plus. Also available on demand after we air at 1 o'clock. So you can always catch this episode again. Make sure to watch Whether or Not, too. That is available on demand on KELOLAND Plus. So you can see what Scott's talking about with these northern lights, that second half of November becoming active, and then also some warmer temperatures. Right, Scott? I got it all right? 3 big points?
Good enough for me.
3 big ones. All right. Thank you for watching, everyone. And until next time, have a great day. Now the wave, Scott.
There we go.
The
now
wave.
I can do it.